My name is Steve Johnson. I'm the relicensing project manager for the Nantahala area for Duke's hydro projects in the Nantahala area. And we're standing at the site of where Dillsboro Dam used to be on the Tuckasegee River.
The dam was actually right back down there, wasn't it?
That's correct. This series of rocks that you're looking at here were underwater, and the dam down there just upstream of those trees on that little island extended across the river, across that rock shelf.
And Steve, can you talk a little bit about the site where we are now, where we're standing now on this side of the river, and what the plans may be for it?
Well, this site is the former riverbank, and when we removed the dam, part of our commitment there was to restore these stream banks and get them back in shape. It was our understanding that the county was interested in a park here, and we intentionally contracted with a consultant that did this restoration work with the idea that it would be used for a park at some point in the future.
So is it in the county's lap to decide when that would be developed, or is it in Duke's hands as to when the timetable for the turnover would be of the land? Or?
Well, when we signed our settlement agreement with a number of stakeholders back in 2003, the agreement was that this property would be offered first to the town of Dillsboro, and if they were not interested in that property, then it would then be offered to Jackson County. And if Jackson County is not interested, then the property still belongs to Duke.
I might buy it if Jackson County doesn't want it. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like? I know you weren't necessarily on the ground the entire time this project was going on, but can you talk a little bit about what it was like for your team to, basically uncover a riverbed that had been underwater for all that time?
Well, Dillsboro was built in 1913. The dam's been there since then, and of course we didn't know what would be under the water when we saw it, and I think a number of us were very pleasantly surprised with the rock features that are in the water that you're looking at right here that provide for fish to be able to move upstream and other aquatic organisms to be able to complete their life cycles, as well as for anglers and paddlers to be able to use the river.
I understand there's some I guess local controversy about what to name this actual feature that people have been calling it the Dillsboro Drop. Some of the outfitters have called it the Dillsboro Drop, and some other folks in town have called it Miracle Falls. I'm not sure how it'll get its official name. Do you guys have a working name for any of these features?
No, we don't name things like that. Those are all very descriptive names, and I'm sure very colorful names, so I'm sure somebody will come up with something good.
And Steve, is there anything else that's going on now, I guess, with this side of the river, or is it pretty much as it's going to be for a while?
Well, I think we're waiting for the vegetation that's been planted to fully recruit and grow to adulthood. There is monitoring that's taking place. We have a commitment with the FERC to monitor these sites for fish and aquatic organisms and sediment for the next 2 years. And then once that monitoring is completed over a 2-year period, then we can actually surrender the license and then offer the property to the town of Dillsboro.
So we're talking about a 2-year timetable before this land really gets back to public use once the FERC licensing has come through and you guys have met those requirements.
Another aspect of the dam removal project, when the FERC ordered the dam to be removed, they also ordered us to put an access area in about a half a mile upstream of this site. It's at the old pole yard site. It's going to be called the C.J. Harris Access Area. And that access area, work on that began this past month. And it should be complete this fall so that paddlers will be able to access the river from there later on this fall. So
that old pole yard, that's just right across from Yellowbird Branch, is that right?
Correct.
So paddlers, recreational paddlers, anybody who wants to get on the river is going to be able to walk down and access this part of the river from there in the fall?
That's correct. It'll be a very nice access area where paddlers, anglers that are paddling canoes, anybody that can get to the river can take a boat and access. But we also caution paddlers to make sure that they stop and scout this rapid, because it is fairly difficult to negotiate under certain flow conditions.
Mm-hmm.